Blended families, should you stay or walk away? That seems on the surface of it like a really harsh question, like who walks away from a blended family? But the fact is, only those who've actually been in the situation know just how hard it is to build a step family and try and keep it together.
We're family. We got a problem, we deal with it together.
I'm Jonathan Decker, licensed therapist, co-founder of Mended Light. The fact is, step families and blended families have all of the struggles of first marriage families and then a whole host of other ones that are unique to their situation. And it is intense. Blending a family is intense. There are so many things that could go right, but there are also so many things that could go wrong. And I don't need to preach to the choir here and tell you all about all the things that could go wrong, but let's break down. Should you stay or should you go if it feels like this isn't working? My stepkids don't respect me. They don't respect my authority. My spouse isn't pulling their weight as being a disciplinarian, so I'm turning into the wicked step-parent over here. My kids and the other kids aren't getting along.
Surprise, boys.
The big deal is I said no TV on a school night.
There's a tug of war over who gets the attention. There's a tug of war over what the rules are gonna be. There's a struggle with the other parent, right? They do things differently. They're trying to make me out to be the bad guy. They're jealous that I'm bonding with the kids or jealous that I might, so they're undermining me at every turn. This isn't the happy, blissful situation that I thought it would be. And sometimes it doesn't feel worth it. And you look at the rest of your life and you say, is this what my life is gonna be? And you feel trapped because you don't believe things can actually get better and that you're just gonna be stuck in this family situation until you die. And that feels bleak and hopeless.
Well, don't you want to spend the holidays with your one true, real dad?
Yeah, come on.
And so a lot of people think, I wanna be done, but I've made these commitments to my partner. Or maybe the marriage is crap, but the kids are getting along great. Or they finally have a father figure in the home or a mother figure in the home and you don't want to rip that away from them, but you are so desperately unhappy. So again, how do we know whether to stay or leave? I think it comes down to two things. One, can things actually get better? Two, when does the pain of staying outweigh the pain of leaving? So number one, can things actually get better? My bias, the whole reason I became a family counselor is because I believe that everyone can change. Now, not everybody will change, but most families can heal. Most families can recover. Most families can build something beautiful, but it takes humility. It takes teachability. It takes willingness to take ownership of one's mistakes or to recognize that even if my intentions were good, I did damage and I need to make this right. The real question is, what do you do to help your family unite and to help your family make changes? The first thing, some people won't just jump into the deep end with counseling. The fact is, if you can get qualified family counseling and everyone's on board, you can make some great strides really quickly and you can make lasting changes, but everyone has to be on board. Now, sometimes people aren't ready for that. Sometimes therapy is stigmatized against, or people think, no, we can handle our own problems. So as part of handling their own problems, maybe show them some of these videos. Find some other videos on YouTube that can help with the concept of how to blend a family. Right? Look for resources to open them up to the fact that learning new things and making changes can be a very positive thing. The next thing is to model the behavior that you want to see. You want humility, be humble. You want accountability, be accountable. You want people to sacrifice, sacrifice, and draw boundaries, because you also don't want to get walked on.
Brad here is more of a real dad than any of us. You ever want to see how you should be raising your kids, go look at this guy.
The biological parent needs to be the one who is the #1 disciplinarian of their biological kids, especially at the beginning of a blended family situation. And if that's not happening, insist that it does.
Your father and I have talked and we've decided on your punishment.
Let's talk about the pain of staying versus the pain of leaving. The simple fact is that there's a certain percentage of problems, struggles, differences in all couples and families that are unsolvable. That's not to say that they can't be solved, that's to say that they probably won't. Sometimes we just have personality differences that we're not going to fully overcome, that we can grow closer and that we can get better, but we're always going to be us. And so the question is, those differences, are they deal breakers? Are they things you tolerate? or are they things that you appreciate? One thing that helps is to get a piece of paper, draw 2 lines down the middle, or 2 lines down it so you have 3 columns, and put appreciate, tolerate, and deal breakers. And write down, what are the things that are deal breakers? If these don't change or get better, I can't stay. What are the things that are like, yeah, I'm just gonna have to tolerate this, right? Does this kid eat their Frosted Flakes slurpy, crunchy, loudly, and it drives me bonkers? That's not a deal breaker. If you're gonna break up a blended family over a Frosted Flakes situation, you need to come talk to me, because that's the wrong priorities, right? So, but they're a tolerate pile, and then there's things in the column of things that I actually appreciate. These are things that they bring to the table that enrich my life. So if you want, pause this video and do that exercise. Now, if you did that exercise, take a look. The things in the deal breaker column, could any of them actually be in the tolerate? Do they actually belong in the tolerate pile? The things in the tolerate pile in that column, do they actually belong in appreciate? A lot of times we get hung up on that. We think this is an absolute deal breaker, and actually it's something that every healthy, happy family requires a high degree of mutual tolerance and toleration.
No mark!
Now, when should you absolutely leave? If there's abuse. If there's abuse and you need to protect your family, your kids, it's time to be done. Sometimes there's abuse and you don't want to leave because you don't want to leave the kids alone with that. Like, you want to have, there's someone there to protect them. That is a situation for counseling. That is absolutely a situation that you should work through with a qualified therapist. But if it's a case of you married somebody and they're abusive to your kids, get out. Get out. Show your kids that you will protect them. No matter how much you value that attachment, that relationship, if it comes between protecting a minor and staying with somebody that you care about who's abusive to your kids, just get out of there. Is there infidelity? Is there lying? These are things that need to be addressed and resolved, because these are deal breakers. If it comes to how you're being treated by the members of the family, or the kids not getting along, before you throw in the towel, get some qualified help. There are great books, there are great YouTube channels, and there are great therapists who are here to help you. There are skills that are scientifically backed and evidence-based to guide you through this. Your blended family situation doesn't have to end in disaster. There are times where you should absolutely leave. There are other times where you would do well to stay. Only you can be the final judge of that, but I hope these principles have helped.
You know you don't have to go.
No, this is your family.
Now, those of you who are in blended families, we want to know from you in the comments below, what do you do that helps it to work? Or if you're struggling, what questions do you have for us and for other members of the community? Go ahead and chime in and sound off on each other's questions. Give each other the best advice you can. Keep in mind that any advice that you get in the comment section, you are the ultimate judge on whether it's good advice or not. But we want you interacting with one another and helping each other out, and we're going to jump in as well. I want to direct you to our next video, being part of a successful step family. The link is there in the comments below. You don't have to suffer this alone, this hardship, this difficulty of blending a family. Let us help you. We are here to help you have the unity that you want and to work through the differences that threaten to drive you apart. Until next time, I'm Jonathan Decker, licensed therapist, signing off.